And then as we're leaving and we're driving, Tommy just goes,
I started tapping you on the shoulder, and you're like, what? And I was like, look, right next to us.
and you were in the car right next to us.
Oh, my
And
God.
If you remember, I unrolled the window, and I was like, unroll your window.
I remember that because I was with some friends in the car.
I hope it made you look cool.
I was like, yeah, it did.
When I'm all alone, nobody's home. Visions of you here in my room. Lose myself when you're gone.
Thanks for dropping by today, man. I have been excited to chat with you because your name pops up so much in the music world, so it only makes sense. How's your day going today?
Super, super well so far. I got to meet Frankie.
That's
your
right.
Cute dog.
You got to meet Frankie, and I've known of you since Mainland.
Yes.
Years back, we used to be in the building right next door to here. Mm-hmm. And if you remember, we did like this, it was only like a 2-episode series, but you guys came on and did an episode of it.
Yeah, we did acoustic performance, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that was fun.
Yeah, and that was crazy when I saw your face starting to pop up all over in other places, because the reason why I was like, okay, I got to get this guy into chat was I chatted with Macklemore. One of the new tracks that you put out is Maniac.
Yes.
I could give a damn. You're a maniac, and you're talking like a killer. Got me on my back.
One thing I love about it is it's with Windsor. Windsor, he's a guy, Jordan. I've known him since his previous project.
Why does everyone know Windsor?
And Tommy was there with me for that as well. He's my camera guy for everything. That was for the Spout podcast.
Yeah.
But that was one of the craziest things ever because we last minute found out we were going to be in the bathroom of the venue for the interview. Welcome to Bathroom Interviews.
This is dope.
Take a seat, pop a squat. So we did it there. It was awesome. It was
Wait,
great.
what venue was it?
Oh, it was an arena show because it was the Imagine Dragons tour. So we saw you there as well because you hit the stage.
The one in LA.
Yeah. So we were down in the bathrooms there.
That was nuts.
That was crazy. So first off, how is it playing a show like that and just getting up there? And then I have to dive into your past with Macklemore because I think he told me that Ryan introduced you to him.
Yes.
But break down that show for me because that was my first show of that magnitude that I've been to in a minute.
I'd never played a show of that
Size.
magnitude, size ever until I started collaborating with Macklemore.
Uh-huh.
We did Fenway.
It's never gonna work. With a maniac, 'cause the moment we touch the heart attack.
Fenway happened, I think, 2 days after the song came out, and I said, hey, like, it would be really fun if we did the song live right when this, song
Right when
came
it's
out.
hot.
And he was like, okay, come to Boston.
And that was for Maniac?
That was for Maniac, and I usually don't get nervous, but I think because he has like a choreographer
His
and all these
whole
people.
performance was insane. Like his set after I left, I was like, I've never seen a stage presence where so many people look like they're having so much fun. It's just
Yeah.
like a party when he's up
It's
there.
such high energy. So I came into that show, I didn't know what the live
to
performance
expect.
what to expect. Just got off a plane. I took a red eye for the Boston show, and
Yeah.
then that one was a little bit nerve-wracking because I didn't have like my own in-ears, and it was just like get up there and do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then by the time we did the LA show, I was a little more comfortable. I had met everyone in his crew, and it was really fun.
That's awesome. So how did the relationship between you guys kick off? Like I said, he told me Ryan introduced you. You did the song Next Year, and you guys did the song Maniac.
Yeah.
Both have full-out music videos for them, which are awesome. The Next Year music video is so good. That's just wild.
It's hilarious.
Next year's gonna be better than this. Yeah, next year's gonna be better than this. 'Cause New Year's Eve coming with the best kiss. Next year's gonna be better than this.
But how did the relationship form with you guys that then led to you doing 2 tracks with him?
I have a mentor who's a songwriter, and he wrote the Next Year hook. And I'd been kind of finding my way as a solo artist in LA, and I would occasionally sing on these demos for my mentor. And Ryan Lewis heard that demo for Next Year that I had recorded in my house in LA, and was like, who's that singer? Can he be on the song? And that's basically, and then I got a call. I was making stuff in my house, just I'd forgotten about the demo, and I got a call one day that from my mentor being like, you're going to be on the song. They want you in the music video. And then it just kind of happened that way. And then after we shot the Next Year video, I said to Ryan, I was like, hey, I'm writing a record right now. Would love to work with you on something. And so we wrote Maniac that day. And
Oh, wow.
didn't know what was going to come of that. Kind of sat on it for a while, and he shared it with Macklemore again. And Macklemore was just like, we have to use this.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have the... Can we make it a Macklemore Windsor song?
Which is so sick. And you guys played it on like Jimmy Kimmel.
Here with the song Maniac and some help from Windsor, Macklemore.
Yeah, we did Kimmel, we did the 2 arena shows, and then his album I think is coming out in March. So.
Yeah, so it's coming up, and it's going to have a little taste of you on there.
Yeah.
But in regards to you, I mentioned I knew Mainland. Music-wise, it was a bit more rock-sounding, the Mainland stuff.
Yeah.
You've definitely just gone full solo. So how did this happen, and what's the journey been like of you pursuing a solo career, and what is it like when it's all just you?
It's way more creatively freeing, I would say.
I'm sure.
You know, I was in Mainland for a number of years, and I had to share responsibilities with everyone. We shared, buses together, and we toured all over the country internationally together, and creatively we had to share responsibilities as well. And so some of the decision-making process of that I found challenging.
Yeah.
But I'm still good friends with them. And
Which is great.
it's
I'm happy to
fine.
hear that.
It's like we just reached the end of the project, I think. And after that, I was writing songs for other people and just taking a break from being an artist. I needed like a break because we'd been on the road. Mainland had been on the road for 5 years.
Oh, wow.
plus.
So that was a good chunk of time that you guys
Yeah.
were a band, and actually I didn't realize that it was for that long.
Yeah, it was a long road. We really went hard with it, and I needed a break, so I took a break, and then the pandemic happened, and I didn't know what to do. I wasn't writing with people at that time, so I went up to Northern California and set up my studio in this house up there, and I made this whole record.
And I think the first song, God, Frankie, why did I give you the loudest toy today? Tom, I'm going to give you this one just to have. And then Frankie, there's a quieter one. I think the first track that you put out was July as Windsor.
I don't wanna grow up before I die, 'cause everything about you is all like July. I don't wanna grow up, I'd rather stay high, 'cause everything about you is all like July.
And that was, I guess, your first time to show the outside world what you kind of had been cooking up. So
Yeah.
take me back to that track. I think it's been over 2 years. It might be coming up on 3 years in July since
It'll
that
be-
song came out.
Yeah, it came out in 2020.
And we're 2023 now,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Yeah.
But how was it when you got to finally put out your first thing? Because it's kind of where the start of everything was. I
It
feel
was.
like.
It came out in July of 2020, and
That seems quieter.
yeah, came out in July of 2020, and really just wanted to put something different out that I was really feeling. And when I wrote that song, I felt it so deeply. I connected to. It was my response to the world changing before my eyes. you
Yeah,
know?
seriously. Yeah.
It was a response to the pandemic and not knowing and feeling confused about the future and just looking at the things I was grateful for too.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really personal song to put out, and I produced and mixed it and wrote it
It was all you.
on my own.
It was all just you.
So it was an experiment, and then we made a video for it just in the Redwoods, and I was really proud of it because it was super vulnerable. It felt vulnerable to put something out again, give it a new name, and just see if people liked it. And then people liked it, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll put songs out as a solo artist. I really thought I wasn't gonna do it again.
Do you find yourself, because it's solo stuff and you said it felt so deep and personal, are you writing stuff that's more personal than you've ever written because it's simply just you who's
Yeah.
putting it out there?
Yeah, there's
that's
less
rad.
cooks.
Yeah.
There's less cooks in the kitchen, and I'm leaning more into like producing my own stuff too. I have a studio at my house in LA, so it worked for the Macklemore song. My vocal production is on Next Year.
Oh yeah,
So-
is that vocal stuff that you did at home? That's so rad. It's so cool what the
It was
technology nowadays
validating.
you can do that stuff. Yeah, oh
it
yeah.
was validating, and that when that happened too, I was like, oh yeah, I'm a producer. Like I can. So the new EP, where the Redwoods Meet the Sea, more than half of it, I produced on my own and mixed, and so I'm really enjoying being a solo artist. This is what I'm trying to say.
And you're from the Santa Cruz area, up kind of in the Redwoods area, kind of near the ocean as well, I suppose.
Yes.
And why was this the name for the album? And also, are the Redwoods awesome?
They're gorgeous.
You seem like a nature guy.
The record is kind of conceptual. I've never done this before. I never made something with an overarching concept, but that's just kind of what happened during that time of being up there during the pandemic. And I wrote all about my childhood growing up in Santa Cruz.
It's a very nostalgic, lyrically, album and stuff. It definitely feels like there's a lot of reflection happening through the songs.
Oh, it's all about love and loss and things that happened to me as a teenager. And so where the Redwoods meet the sea is a term that my dad used to describe Santa Cruz.
Oh, that's perfect.
So that's kind of just how he described it. And yeah, Windsor's the street I grew up on in Santa Cruz.
That was my next question. I was going to say,
yeah.
where does the name Windsor come from?
It's the street I grew up on.
So the title from the artist name to the EP name.
The whole thing is conceptual.
It all comes from the heart. It's all your roots.
Yes.
That's
exactly.
great. And I want to ask, because I was watching your music videos. You've got quite a few videos for this EP. So like with Paris, for example, do you film this stuff on actual film?
I'm in LA. You've been talking to your parents on your way to Paris. On a big jet plane.
The stuff
Yeah.
that you, oh, sick.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
kind of camera were you using, and how did the idea come? Because it looks so just it's cool, and it totally fits the vibe of your music, which I'll dive into as well, because
Thank
your
you.
your vibe is different.
We did some shows this past fall, and we needed footage, and so there's a place in LA that has Super 8 film, and you can rent the cameras, and it's not crazy expensive, and so instead of bringing a videographer, my friend and I just shot footage from the road on Super 8.
That's
and
rad.
Cut it together.
That's so just DIY.
Yeah.
And it looked cool. And I thought it matched the vibe of your sound, because break down how you got your sound and what it is, because it's super chill. And it kind of has some old vintagey sounds to it at times.
Yeah.
But you just put it on, and it's feel good. Then you listen to the lyrics. It can be a little sad. But how did you establish what Windsor was going to sound like?
Surrounded by friends that I barely know. Broken glasses on the carpet. It's so Victorian, and house just feels like home. Suddenly I'm spinning like a sea.
I wanted to do something different than my last band. I wanted to make something super personal, and yeah, some of the songs are pretty emotional. So I wanted to take kind of those coastal California, dreamy, surfy, nostalgic guitar sounds that I grew up loving,
Yeah.
and putting that over just like tight drum sounds and introspective lyrics, I guess.
It's just another element of why going solo and really being able to take on the lyrics, the sound, the production. It all comes down to just something that you get to do yourself, which is awesome.
Yeah, just going back to like the deepest, truest version of myself in like a song form, I guess.
So when you came out here and you performed the song out here with Mainland, there was a girl who was hosting it. It was this redhead girl. Her name's Katie LeClaire. She's an actress, but she also has a show here. And then we were all on a hike, like a couple months back now. We were on a
Probably
hike.
4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah, and while we were there, you came up because we were talking about the Artisan Coffee thing, and then I was just like, oh yeah, the vocalist from that, his name is Windsor now, and he has this solo stuff. I chatted with Macklemore because he's been working with him and stuff, and then so we were talking about you, and then as we're leaving the fucking hike, and we're driving, Tommy just goes, oh shit, Nick! And then I don't know
I'm
what you
like,
did,
I
but
started tapping you on the shoulder, and you're like, what? And I was like, look, right next to us.
and you were in the car right next to us.
Oh my
and
God.
If you remember, I unrolled the window, and I
I-
was like, unroll your window.
I remember that because I was with some friends in the car, and
I hope it made you look cool.
I was like, yeah, it did.
Because I think I said, Maniac's a great song, and then we just parted ways. And then
I was
I need
just
to
like,
interview that
wow,
guy.
okay. I thought for a second, like, man, I guess that song's really getting like some
Hey,
love.
no reason to, Frankie, you're no reason to take away from it, but just the timing of that was so ridiculous because we
Yeah.
were
Were
20
you
minutes
hiking
before.
Griffith or something?
Yes, we were hiking Griffith, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then 20 minutes later, you're in the car next to us, and I was just like, what the hell?
I'm
As we were-
around.
we were at a
I'm around you
stoplight.
guys. I'm around LA.
That's what
drive around
Macklemore
L-
said. He said he pops up everywhere. Jordan, everyone knows him, so you're doing a good job.
Yeah, when I came down for the LA show, he was like, dude, I can't go anywhere with people not like saying to me, hey, you know Jordan, not like, hey, it's Macklemore. You know, it's like,
Another day, another group of people saying Jordan, Jordan, Jordan.
well, he helped get my name out there as a solo artist.
No, and I think that's awesome. And I love the
And I'm
collabs that
grateful.
you guys have done together.
I'm grateful for that, and I love collaborating with other artists. And I have some more collaborations coming this year that I'm excited. There's prospects of collaborations.
Are there
new collaborations?
anything you could talk about, or do you have any goals that you could talk about if it's not locked in? You're like, oh, I've never even talked to
Well,
this artist.
the
but
next
I'd love
one's
to."
gonna be like I'm gonna keep putting out my own music, and I'm working on an album right now.
Full length.
Full length.
Nice, right on.
So the EP's out. But I think the next collaboration I'm gonna do is gonna be electronic. It's gonna be like an electronic artist and me singing over it.
Which will be so fun because you get to experiment with a bunch of different genres and just have fun with them. And that sounds so liberating and freeing as an artist. 'Cause
it's so fun.
I'm sure your mind is creatively always just wanting new things.
I mean, I have this friend who works in advertising and marketing, and he was like, 2 years ago when I started making the solo music, he was like, you got to do a song with a rapper, man. You have to.
Some
like,
death metal, bro. Come on.
some death metal, some rap, but he was like, you got to do a song with a rapper. When the Macklemore song came out, he was like, man, I didn't know that was going to be the rapper.
I was going to say, I could totally see you working with the rap. It slipped my mind that you have 2 songs with Macklemore, which we have been talking about this whole time. So that's not a bad start.
But I want to like continue writing with other people because that's what I was doing before this, and doing features or doing collaborations is a really fun way to do that, and also use my voice.
Yeah. So how did you get into the music side of the world? The writing, the singing, has that always been a part of you? How did it all begin for you?
Well, my first band, we worked with co-writers, and I kind of just got introduced to people in that world. It's such a world, you know? So that's kind of how I got introduced to just songwriters, producers. And then we would go on tour, and then it would be band world.
Yeah.
You know, and just bands and touring and crew people.
Which is a good life. I did a couple Warped tours. So
Yeah.
I was out on the road, and I loved that lifestyle. Oh, my God. It was so good.
What did you love about it most?
It was just like a party every night because Warped Tour is big. Because
Yeah.
I was out there just doing interviews all summer for Alternative Press, is the publication I used to work for, and it was so many friends and family by the end, and you're all just hanging and having a good time.
It's like summer camp.
Yeah, and it is. It goes all summer long, and whenever my friends come into town on tours, and we just hang out after the show, it's the exact same vibe. And I'm just like, oh, I missed this. It's so nice just to hang out.
Tour is definitely just summer camp.
Yeah.
For adults.
And it's so fun.
It's so fun, and the energy, and I mean, I enjoy performing. It's amazing that all these people just come together to be in a room together to experience music
and to have a good time and to just enjoy
party.
it together.
To party and have a good time.
No,
It's
that's
the best.
rad. And it seems like you're heading down a great path of it. I know you got a little tour coming up with some shows.
Yes.
Who's the other artist? Landon
Landon Conrath.
Conrath.
I'm on my way, so just a heads up, we're thinking too much about stupid mistakes. So don't you look back, we're moving too fast.
So tell me about these shows that you have coming up. I know you got a couple out this way going up to Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
This month is
Yes.
when those are going to be taking place. So hit me.
Yeah, we're doing LA, San Diego, Orange County, and Santa Cruz, and we just wanted to kick off the year with some shows. So why not keep it super local and tight, and really excited to just play the EP in full for people and tease some new songs.
Nice.
And
We playing any of the Macklemore stuff to a track or anything? Or are you leaving that? You leaving that for the Mac?
you know, I can't rap.
Do it. Come on.
Well,
that's what you
so
thought.
I'll, you know, if you wanted to like come on stage and do a song, like sure, but
Whew.
this tour is to promote my own music.
Which is great and exciting because you're finally at a spot where you have your own album out there.
Yeah,
You
I
started to get the
got
name for
some
yourself.
songs out, so I'm excited to just
That's
play
good.
them.
And that's obviously just immediately coming up. That's literally coming up. And I think as of us talking, it's going to be in 2 weeks or so.
2 weeks,
What is
yeah.
it? January
January
24th?
24th through January 27th.
Do you have a website, windsormusic.com?
Yes.
And people can go there and always be up to date with the
It'll
stuff.
always be up to date.
What else you cooking up? I know you're maybe working on this full length or any
Working on
other
the
tours.
full length. I'm doing Noise Pop in San Francisco on February 25th.
Nice.
And there's some summer festivals that I can't announce yet that are very exciting. So look out for that when we announce it.
Good. I love it. So in hindsight, looking back at the EP as a whole, You got a favorite song on there? Is there? What's your favorite song? And also, what are you most proud of about this? It's your first solo album release that you've put out there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of the whole thing, but I like Memory.
Every word you said is just a memory stuck in my head like a videotape. It's just a memory slipping away.
And I like Drift Away a lot. Drift Away is a song about my dad, who I lost when I was 22.
And I drift away for days and weeks and months and nights.
It's all about loss, and super proud of that one. And Memory is also, for me, Memory is about loss. I'm extremely proud of that one because it charted on alternative radio independently initially.
That's awesome. And is that the
I'm on
first
a label
song?
now, but it was the first song we released off the EP, and it charted without any label involvement.
Yeah, there's no Macklemore on it.
No.
It was just you.
We put it out there, and it charted, and we're gonna continue promoting that. And there's gonna be a music video coming out.
Oh,
for
awesome.
that as well.
Nice.
This year. So we finally, we have the resources and time to put towards a video. So
That's rad, man. I'm excited. It's so cool to see what you've gone from mainland to then. It was such a weird moment when I saw you doing the Macklemore songs, and I was just like, wait, that looks like
he was in the studio.
Hold on, let me look him. Oh my God! So it's what a cool journey that
Yeah.
the past few years has been.
It's been wild.
it's-
Last year was wild for me.
Oh, yeah.
This year is just gonna be about hitting all the cities, playing as many shows as possible. And
No, last year you
releasing
really
more
built
music.
the foundation.
Yeah.
I feel like, and this is the year to just go out and spread it.
Yeah, and
It's
just
gonna
have
be cool.
fun.
Dude, that's rad, man. You got to stop by. I would love it sometime if you stopped by here to perform some Windsor stuff.
Yeah,
And
let me know.
You can always just text me or whatever and say, hey, let me know when I can drop by.
And you guys should definitely come by the show.
Oh, yeah,
too,
absolutely.
That'd be
if you're
awesome.
free.
I'd love to be out there. And yeah, Tommy, we're going to go check out Windsor.
Yeah.
It's going to be rad.
It's another thing that I'm forgetting.
Yes.
We're gonna be releasing an acoustic version of the EP.
Oh, that sounds like the time to stop in here for an acoustic performance.
Yes.
The songs will be locked in acoustic
It's gonna
already.
be like a coffee shop in here.
Oh, let's bring it back, baby.
Over the holidays, I went to a studio up in Stinson Beach, California, which is like West Marin. It's
Okay.
like Bay Area. And I recorded the whole EP acoustically in 2 days.
Oh, wow.
So I'm in the middle of mixing that right
So
now.
it's already been recorded.
It's been recorded. It's all the songs on Where the Redwoods Meet the Sea, but like stripped down and just
That's
like,
great because they're already very pretty songs to listen to. So I always feel like when you strip something down, it adds a whole new life to it and gives it such a different listening experience. So that's
Yeah,
awesome.
that way, like, if people don't feel like rocking out or vibing out, they can just like put it on
And cry.
while they're making coffee or crying
Or making love.
or making love.
I
yeah,
think that this is going to be
that's
the
a weird
new
thing
market.
to think about though when you're making music. Like, who's making love to this song?
Who has had sex to my music? Dude, I appreciate it so much. Thank you for dropping in.
Thank you for having
Oh,
me.
Frankie, fist bump. You ready? Come on. Go.
Wow.
There we go. Windsor, the new album where the it's so hard to say. It's a tongue twister.
Where the Redwoods Meet the Sea.
Where the Redwoods Meet the Sea. Acoustic version coming out eventually, but for now everyone can just check that out. And I'm going to make sure that once this is up, all the tour dates will be there. And if anyone happens to see this and is in those areas,
you.
I definitely recommend checking out Windsor. Thanks for stopping by, dude.
Thanks so much, man.
Woo! Frankie, you had a good time, yeah? Not too bad. And cut.
So good.
Yeah, she's getting good at these
So good.
at these interviews. I gotta remember to not give her loud toys.